Hey guys, I'm Mr. T Zach, and welcome to a very particular game that I'm quite fond of called Mother. Yeah, I'm quite fond of my mother. All jokes aside, no, just kidding, I love my mother. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Mother. Mother is a video game that was released only in Japan, originally for the Famicom, that is the Japanese version of the NES we know here in North America. Now what happened is that it sold pretty decently in Japan and was actually planned for an American release. So it was eventually fully translated. The game was completely ready for marketing, aside from a few bugs here and there. But at the very last minute, they cancelled it in order to make room for the market to introduce the Super Nintendo. So this game never got an American release. In fact, it was only released in Japan. Now, what happened was that in 1998, somebody actually that's poor grammar. Some guy found a copy of the beta version of the game, a cartridge that he picked up at a garage sale from a guy who used to work at Nintendo. What happened was that he took the game, sold the game for about $1,000, and the person who he sold it to dumped the ROM into the computer and sent that ROM to Demiforce, where Demiforce then proceeded to rename the title Earthbound, as it was going to be called in the United States, and just add the subtitle 0, that is to differentiate between the two games, Earthbound and Earthbound, which is the sequel, Mother 2, in America. Now, what happened was that it being the main game that people had been playing, the beta NES version, many people who play through this game are more familiar with the NES version. But what happened was that about in 2003, the creator of the Mother series, Shigesato Itoi, created a Game Boy Advance version of the games. Well, the first two games, Mother 1 and Mother 2, as a single cartridge, Mother 1 2. In 2011 or 2010, somewhere along the lines, a man named Tomato, who you would know who have been the one who fully translated Mother 3, as well as the guy who runs Earthbound Central, and if you ever check out Starman.net, you're sure to come across him. Anyways, he gone ahead and translated the Mother 1 side of the Game Boy Advance version, which is what I'm playing right now. Anyways, now that we gotten that huge history out of the way, let's actually start a new game. Now, this boy, his name is going to be Nintendo. Now, as you can see, Tomato added a lot here, like, for those who are in different languages, well, now you can actually name them whatever you want in any language. So it's pretty helpful if you're like Spanish or Italian or whatever. His name is Nintendo, originally Boku, which is, well, directly translated, means I. But as he's called in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and ever since then his name is Nintendo. In the novelization of this game, he was actually named Ken, but we're not playing a novel. Well, reading a novel. We're playing the game. I did not. I accidentally hit back instead of. Okay, so here we go. Okay, Augusta. Now we also gone through the trouble of already naming the other characters, so we can go right ahead and name her Anna, Lloyd, and Teddy. Now, your favorite food. Well, his officially his favorite food is prime rib. But since we're playing a translation of the Japanese version, we won't be able to fit that all in there. So I'm going to show off my favorite food, as I am actually heavily addicted to this because I'm a carboholic. There you go, I am fully addicted to bread. I mean, I would just go right up to the kitchen, just grab 2 or 3 slices of bread and just crush them right into like a big roll and pop it whole into my mouth. I am just obsessed with bread. Don't know why, but I just do. So we got to Nenten, Anna, Lloyd, Teddy, and our favorite food is bread. Is this okay? Yes, it is. Augusta. In the early 1900s, a dark shadow fell over a rural town in America. Shortly after, a married couple mysteriously vanished. The man's name was George. The woman's name was Maria. 2 years later, George returned home, but never told anyone where he had been or what he has done. Instead, he deeply immersed himself in a strange research. As for his wife, Maria, she never returned. Oh my gosh, it's frickin' Scott Peterson. No, not really. He's not Scott Peterson. More like Scott Peterson's grandfather. Nah, I'm just joking. 1988, outside the towns of Mother Day. Well, we got in little to no explanation of who this boy may be. Now this is a good opportunity to show off the controls. Just like any other game, you can just use the arrow keys to move. A would bring up the menu. You can talk, check, PSI, and because PSI, we'll get into that later, is basically the magic in your game. And also it brings up the stats along the bottom of the screen. So, as you can see already by looking at this, you could know that it's going to be a Dragon Quest style game. If you ever played Dragon Quest and you love Dragon Quest, this is a good game. I usually do not recommend this game for anyone except for hardcore RPG gamers. So if you like Final Fantasy, if you like the original Dragon Quest, then you'll definitely like this game. In fact, this game was actually based off of Dragon Quest. Or talking to nobody in particular. B, in order to bring up your stats, as you can see, we have a little box right there called Melodies. Again, we'll get into that later. R allows us to run around. If you're playing the NES version of this game, you can actually just hold down B. And L is Auto Talk, which was integrated from the sequel of the game, Mother. Start to bring up the map, select just like B. Anyways, if you're playing the translation of this game, Tomato's translation, Tomato was kind enough to know, this game is actually pretty tough for beginners. Let's add a little present here. Presents are like your treasure box, treasure chests in these games. Inside is going to be an equipment called the Easy Ring. What it does is that it increases the amount of experience points that you get from enemies. I'm going to avoid that and just play the game normally. Let's check out this lamp. This lamp is mysterious. No problem here. I know that lamp does something. Just you wait. It does something. I'm gonna run to this door. See? What did I tell you? It does something. The lamp attacked and grew a creepy face for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Alright, as you can see, yes, this is just like Dragon Quest, well, except without the background, but anyways. Now this lap, now, this is a unique battle symbol system. You got your 5, which is your basic task, you got your goods. Checking basically gives a description of the enemies, which is completely useless. You got your setup, I never bothered doing that. Run, you can run from this, but come on, it's your first battle, no use. Guard, you self-explanatory, you waste a move in order to protect yourself. And auto. Now let's show off what auto does. It practically fights for you. So Lamp took 1's damage. See, Lamp is not tough at all, so I actually go right to auto fight as soon as I start the first battle. So I'm not even touching any buttons and I got right ahead and won. Oh god, I think there's something wrong with the lights. Gotta get that fixed, Nintendo. So anyways, let's try out this room. Oh, I did not mean to bring that up, back. Things are going wild in here. Yeah, I could tell there's freaking lamps all over the place. Brother, I'm so scared. My lamp suddenly started going crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. No, I'm not gonna reference that. Gonna get copyrights for that. Things are going crazy. Now you can check out this lamp. As you can see, question mark, question mark, question mark. Otherwise, you can just walk right into it. Now let's actually decide to bash for himself. You got to your smash, which is basically your critical hit, but it does a lot more than just double damage. Although it seems to be doing that right now anyways. You. Brother, it's like our house is about to fall apart. Now, I highly recommend fighting that lamp. If you just want to end the crisis real fast, just go into this room. However, I highly recommend going against that lamp because if you fight that lamp and then fight the doll in here, it's not a spoiler, you can see right there. Ooh, spoilers, you fight the doll. If you fight the lamp, you're guaranteed a level up right here, just barely, so let's run up to the doll and actually check it out. Things are going crazy. Yes, I know, there's a freaking doll there. I'll just run into it. No, I always saw the top of that doll to look weird. I mean, it looks like its head was squished. I know it's actually the hair and the hair is fading into the background. Kind of like the guy that I always thought had an afro who was outside the Cerulean Cave. After you saw my Pokemon Let's Play, and I'm actually doing this right after my Pokemon Let's Play, so I highly hope you saw my Pokemon Let's Play. And there we go, like I said, you'll get a level up doing this. The 10 leveled up. Fight went up to a 2, basically your attack power. Speed went up by 3, self-explanatory, determines whether you go faster than the enemy. Wisdom went up by 3, actually determines how powerful your PSI moves are. Strength went up by 2, determines how strong your physical attacks will go up. It's actually determined. See, strength determines how far it's gonna go up in the next level, your attack power. First one up by 3. Oh, well, actually I don't even know what these stats means. So why am I trying to explain it when I have absolutely know what the stats mean? The mysterious phenomenon has stopped. For now! Whoa! Ooh, that was scary. Oh, I think I see something inside the doll. Now go ahead and check out the doll. There's an old music box hidden inside the doll. Really? Nintendo opened the music box. A broken melody began to play. La 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 la. No. No. It's gonna be hard for this for me because there's such good music, but I promise Unlike my Pokemon Red Let's Play, I'm going to refrain from singing. Oh god, that was a stupid mistake I made in Pokemon Red. Because, regardless, I done it. I sang every time, but you gotta watch my Pokemon Red Let's Play in order to fully understand. Nathan learned the melody. Now you can actually go ahead and see that we collected melody. Now you can see that there's about 8 of them. So, there you go. Here's some juice, big brother. You must be pretty thirsty. Now she'll give you some orange juice, which restore a little bit of health. What you really want to do is head downstairs and, oh no, our mom is blocking the way! Stupid mom, why do you have to block the way out of this crazy house? It's locked, huh? Anyways, let's talk to our dear mother. Are you okay, Nintendo? What on earth is happening to our home? I'm so scared. If only your father were here right now. Oh, the phone! Could you get it, Nintendo? Sure. Nintendo picked up the phone. Nintendo, it's your dad. How convenient. Just what I needed. I see. Sounds like it being a poltergeist of some sort. Yeah, lamps thrown all over the place, dolls. I mean, it has to be a poltergeist or a ghost or phantom or... well, they're all the same thing. You come up with another explanation. I'm not sure what to do about it either. But your great-grandfather did study PSI at one point. Interesting. Perhaps there's something in the basement that could help make sense of things. I know I put basement keys somewhere, but I can't remember where. Anyway, if you're our only hope, now is the time for an adventure. Go forth, Nintendo. Protect us all. Click, beep beep beep. You can actually keep on using these phones. These phones would serve as a save point. Let's talk to our dear mother. Are you kidding, Nintendo? Oh, she just says the same thing. Now, this music. I love this music. It's called Pollyanna, by the way, and there's actually a soundtrack called the Mother Vocal that actually where Shigesato Itoi actually hired some European singers to go out and sing some lyrics that he wrote up. And the lyrics are in English, and, well, I highly recommend downloading the track if you haven't already. It's called Mother Vocal. Just Google it or something. I can't really send you a link. Well, I could, but I'm gonna decide not to. Now run up to this dog. Doggy, get here! You understand? Animal dog, right? Woof, woof. You're not giving your hand. Try checking me. Woof. So we're gonna have to manually go right down. Not good. And check on him. With me behind the door. Don't take the wrong way, okay? I gotta get my head out of the gutter. The key to the basement is hanging from the collar. Got the basement key. Now let me tell you another feature that was added in the Game Boy Advance version or the NES version. If you go to goods, you can actually go to info and see what they are all about. Needed to enter the basement. Thank you for that helpful little information. I don't really see a point. Now our sister down here, Minnie, she can store items for you. So you get some extra inventory space. Now our inventory space is going to be limited, but unlike Pokemon, her inventory space is infinite. Why do you have such deep pockets? It's locked. Let's use the basement key manually. Now let's go ahead and check all these presents. I'm talking to present. Let's just hit R. Nintendo opened the present. Found GGF's diary. Great-grandfather's diary, by the way. Let's check that out. Not use it. Info. Great-grandfather's diary. The diary of Nintendo's great-grandfather. It's filled with his writings, but it's such bad shape that it's mostly illegible. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe we can find something in there. You know, I bet that it's about as legible as the Declaration of Independence. I've gone to Washington, D.C., I saw the Declaration of Independence, and you cannot read a thing on that. It's because of the ink is photosensitive, which is why you can't bring cameras to take pictures of the Declaration of Independence. Found the crack bat. Now the crack bat is going to be your basic weapon. In order to equip it, what you need to do is use it. And it comes out of your inventory because you're actually carrying it. Now in here we found some bread! Bread! Thank goodness! Bread! Yum 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 yum! Yum 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 yum! Actually, I'm gonna conserve that for later because I'm a smart little cookie. Although I don't actually show it sometimes. Let's check out the bread. Info. It's good to eat. You know right. It's my favorite. But you can use these crumbs to mark the trail that you can retrace later. So you can either eat it, which recovers some health, or you can use it, which will start a trail. So it's like the escape rope, except more complicated. I mean, it will return you to the point in which you actually used it. As long as it's not like... Well, as long as you're... Well, I'll explain it later. And, oh, take a look. There's a rat. Rats are your basic enemies in this game, and also the weakest. So, what I recommend here is... Go ahead and take them out right now. You really want to grind some experience and stop dodging me. At least it only does 1 damage. Mash! Now don't take this the wrong way. Do not think that all the battles are gonna be this easy. Do not interpret it that way. In fact, the enemies here are actually tough once you leave the home. Which is why I recommend leveling up till level 4 or 5 before you actually leave the house. So the basement is actually a pretty good thing. Now let me tell, or if you're in a hurry, just until you learn Life Up, Alpha. Now let me tell you about PSI moves. PSI moves actually are learned at random. When you're fighting a battle, you can find them at practically random. What happens is that once you get in if you're in a certain level range, it would randomly give you the PSI move. I mean, in my test recording of this, well, I wasn't even recording, but the last time that I played this, I got to Life Up as soon as I leveled up to level 2. Which is good, but as you see, I didn't learn it this time, so you got to do a little bit of grinding. What I recommend is grinding to at least level 4, or at least until you get Life Up. But until then, who am I talking to? I'm talking to myself. Actually, I'm talking to you guys in the audience. My fellow YouTubers! Anyways, I guess I'm gonna take the time to go ahead and grind up on enemies. Too bad you have to use the key manually each time you go in there. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.